What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. Lucid is very much green today. The broader market is mixed. There's a lot of fear going on, but Lucid is fighting back very heavily. I'm going to talk on what that means, especially considering as well we are on a verge of a massive breakout. Again, I'm going to kind of correlate that with some technical analysis. But in addition to that, the 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, the performance model, it has its debut coming up. I'm going to be talking about when that is going to be and also some other catalysts that you need to be aware of. But before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. And one final thing I just want to share with you, make sure you click the link in the description below, sign up, just deposit $1, you get 6 free stocks. This is only until June the 30th, take advantage of it. But with that said, let's get right to it. So as you can see, live ticker going at the very bottom, currently up 2.19%, 11.3 million as far as overall volume, 27 million is the average, that is the 6-month average, and 1.2 million shares being purchased by institutions just today alone. And keeping in line with what I've been doing over the last several videos, I always like to bring up now the dark pool because a lot of activity has been happening, and you can see just today alone a lot of big money continues to buy. So 2.52 million as far as a premium for the overall transaction, 3.25 million, 1 million, 2.88 million. So clearly a lot of big transactions, a lot of big money is getting in despite where we are at. So just take that how you see that. But a couple of things as well I just wanted to share with you. So over the last couple of days, as far as videos, I have been bringing up Jim Cramer, how he's saying that you really need to avoid buying any dips. So technically we're just going to be trending down. I found it very weird that Cathie Woods is now jumping on board. Again, I always speak very highly of Cathie Woods, especially over the last couple of videos as well. I even said Cathie Woods is doing a phenomenal job. You need to watch what she's doing, but it does look like she's jumping on the bandwagon about having a lot of fear on the market. But at the end of the day, I always refer back to this. You cannot ignore the fact that this many institutions are continuously buying Lucid. So I see that as a very strong positive. Just looking at the broader market for EVs, it is very much mixed, but Lucid is doing fairly well. And like I said, we are fighting back. I'm just going to talk on some technical analysis at the end, but getting right to it though, there's this. So 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 Performance is going to make its debut during the Goodwood Festival, and that is starting on June the 23rd, and it does go until June the 26th, which is Sunday. But this is a very big deal, and in reality it looks pretty cool. I've never actually heard of this per se. Let me know if anyone has actually participated on this, or in this I should say, but it does look like it is starting in roughly about 11 hours, and it looks pretty cool, to be honest. So I think Lucid will definitely fit in with its luxurious viewpoint and obviously its technology. It's going to have a lot of good and very important eyes on it. So that is always a very strong catalyst, because getting a lot more PR and eyes on Lucid, because I know technically we know Lucid very much. We talk about it every single day. We see the stock ticker, we see people post it on Twitter, but at the end of the day, there's still a lot of people that have never heard of Lucid. So this hopefully will continue to get its name out there. And in addition to that, keeping in line, does look like right here that Lucid, as far as the Seattle studio, is opening up on the 24th. So in 2 days, so that's also a strong positive, especially considering they just recently opened up their Denver location. And I am a very big fan of the studios because even in previous earnings, it clearly shows they are doing their job. They're getting reservations, increasing local demand. So having a studio in Seattle is definitely a win-win. So that is very positive. But like I said, I want to get down to the point that Lucid is fighting back fairly hard, because right now the broader market, in very glimpses throughout the day, has really wanted to go down significantly. But yet looking on the actual chart, this is where we are fighting back. So it's always this damn 50-day moving average. Several different times, even when we were at that $30 mark, when we kind of broke below that, it was $28. We were on the verge of a breakout, and unfortunately it was that damn 50-day moving average that just kept us down. Similarly, as you can tell right here, the last 2 days we exactly bounced off of that 50-day moving average. So on the actual chart, you can see on stochastic right now there is that very strong deviation, so a lot of strong momentum being formed right now, and that can be seen based on the deviation here. So black line above the red, number of buyers has been constantly going up, so that's always a very good thing in my opinion. RSI is also at 50, and like I said, on the actual chart we are bouncing off of that 50-day moving average, not even disregarding that central boiling band. So we are on a verge of a breakout. Once we get over this 50-day moving average, then we can easily trend up significantly higher. So take that how you see that. One additional thing I just wanted to pop over before I get into short interest is just talking on this. So I do have Interactive Brokers right here. I do have a link to them in the description below because they do have a lot of good information, and also I'll leave it in the comments. Just click on the link and play around. It has a lot of good information, but they do have this article. So it goes over how Lucid is among one of the hottest stocks out there that is being shorted, and it is up there with GameStop. So GameStop is number 1, Coinbase is number 2, Lucid is number 3. I personally do not associate Lucid with any of these because a lot of these are very much meme stocks, and just a lot of people have been talking about short squeeze with a lot of these, obviously aka GameStop, AMC, things like that. But Lucid is a high, obviously quality vehicle with amazing technology. It does not need to be here. That's my own 2 cents. Keep in mind though, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But with that, just wanted to go back to Ortex and kind of break it down for you. So right now, the short interest, what exactly are the shorts doing? They are actually closing out the positions. So the fact that there's so much fear consistently out in the market, but yet they're not increasing, that in my opinion is a very nice bullish sign. And right now we did break below that 22%, so 21.98% is short interest. Cost to borrow is starting to continuously go up right now, so it is at 18.66. It was roughly about 15 yesterday, and right now the short score is 85.9. So the higher the number in that regard is the higher the chances of having a short squeeze, and the short score is comprised by several different things, one of which is utilization, second is short interest, and cost to borrow. So overall, it does look like if there is sufficient good news that Lucid could potentially squeeze. Again, my own 2 cents. I like to talk about short interest not necessarily because it's going to squeeze or anything. I like to bring it up because hypothetically these are the individuals that are contrary to what we believe in. But as well, like I said, as well, utilization is very important. That shows 100% of the available shares to short are currently out. So given the circumstances, I see that the technicals are showing a nice bullish trend starting to form. And not only that though, there's a lot of other big catalysts behind the scenes. Like I already mentioned, despite the massive amount of fear out in the market, Lucid's doing fairly well. And as well, just wanted to talk on some Fibonacci. So right now we are at 1826, right over that pivot point. Like I've been saying, 1805 is a point to watch for. If we can successfully stay above and close above that point, then we should, in theory, be able to trend higher. That $21 mark is that next kind of point to watch for. So $20.91, especially going back to this, once we get over that 50-day moving average, it's just a matter of time before we're back at the 24 mark. My own 2 cents. But how I see things though, you can't ignore the fact, and I keep going back to this, institutions buying, because I typically watch a lot of institutions and how much they're purchasing, what price they're purchasing at, and this hands down is something unrealistic. Over the last 2 weeks, there's been a significant amount of purchasing on Lucid, whereas you can't compare that with any other growth stock. Lucid, hands down, a lot of institutions really value it at these prices, clearly because the rumors about the production ramping up is very much probably true, because out of all the rumors that always come out for Lucid, most of them are fairly accurate, to say the least. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, whatever it is, but the rumors about the production of it increasing, it definitely goes to show that the Q2 numbers might be very much impressive and hopefully bring in a whole new rush of buyers and incentivize a lot more investors to kind of regain their kind of sentiment on it, because I've noticed that going down a little bit as well. But since I mentioned sentiment, one final thing, just going back to Ortex, I just want to talk on options activity. What is happening? What is the sentiment? And you can see, like I mentioned as well, it's been going down a little bit. So today is a little bit lower, 985,000 as far as overall options done, with only 11% positive. Yesterday was 3.16 million with 33% positive, and overall over the last week, 29 big orders, 13.93 million, and only 24% positive. So clearly, like I've been saying, that the sentiment's not necessarily there. Hopefully once we get our production down packed, then that will kind of eliminate all the negativity around Lucid and how it's overvalued by what a lot of people are saying. So take that how you see that. With all that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.